for game number 2 of these finals. Just finishing up, getting everybody into the lobby, and we'll get ready to go. Um, yeah, as a reminder, it is a best of 5 set, so Triple Strike does have a little bit more time to get back on the horse and maybe make a show of it. Nickel, what are your thoughts about what they can do here in game 2? I know we heard from some of the analyst desks, but I want to hear from you.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do. I mean, they had the team comp last time. They were going toe to toe with Northern Storm at the beginning of the game. It just seems like that they're going to have to. It's everybody's ears are probably bleeding from this, but map awareness, it's got to come down to that because it seemed like that the snowball started when we got Northern Storm got a couple of picks off of the Zinzao and just able to go from there. It's going to be hard for Triple Strike to come back from this, especially with how the domination from the last game. But I feel like they are going to be able to pull it off. But also keep in mind we do have Oceanic Abyss returning for Northern Storm. The gang is back together. It's probably going to be a little bit tougher for them now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Oceanic Abyss returning will help them work out and possibly, dominate even further. You're right. The momentum really just swung around after they got the 3-man pickoff and the first dragon. I think objectives are also a really big thing that Triple Strike's got to focus on. It seemed as though when Northern Storm was in their rotations, it was all just an endless focus on objectives. It was get the dragons, get the towers, get the next tower, get the next tower. And it just kept going and going and going and going and going. So what I'd like to see out of Triple Strike is, for example, they had that rotation after getting some pickoffs in the mid lane right before the Xin got caught, where they had their ADC, their support, and their jungler all by dragon. I'd like to see at least an attempt on that dragon, even if maybe you get scared off by the Kane coming over the wall or something like that. At least there is some attempt to try to take those advantages when you have them, as opposed to rotating down to lane. Because, I mean, that bot lane turret they were thinking about saving was almost as good as dead anyway. So I think they should take advantage of the distraction that the turret gives you and pick up a different objective instead of trying to save one that's already doomed.
Yep, couldn't have said it better myself.
So yeah, we'll definitely have to see if they're able to put some thought into this. We have had, of course, a little bit longer break. That is the advantage of having an analyst desk. Gives the teams a little bit of time to compose themselves. So hopefully that will help them manage to make some better choices here. But it looks like most everyone has jumped in to this game, so we should be ready to go in a second. Once everyone finishes shuffling themselves. Big shout out to you guys for mostly shuffling yourselves in order.
Magical chairs, man. They got to get it exactly right for top lane, jungle, mid lane, and the bot lane.
I'm going to be that guy and tell you it's musical chairs, not magical chairs.
Yep, musical, magical, same stuff.
If they're really nice chairs, it could be magical chairs. It's hard to tell sometimes. But yeah, so once all the jumping around and shuffling is done here, people be ready to roll with that. And then we'll be able to kick it over to the analyst desk. Interesting. I'll be interested to see if Odin goes back for the for some of the champions he's been doing a little bit better with, or at least plays more, such as being able to see the Ornn or something like that. Because I think seeing Ornn on Odin would be pretty cool. But of course they have to see what Shaken picks. Because Shaken, obviously can be a big dominating force depending which top lane he ends up going with.
Yep, totally agree. I feel like that Odin's going to have to go in his champ pool and maybe choose something a little bit different. Because Shen was definitely benefit to the team, but just wasn't bringing that much to the table for team fights or I mean, he did get a couple of saves here and there, but especially with that split push, like it just didn't seem like it was fast enough.
All right, well, we're heading into Champ Select, so Analyst Desk, take it away.
More than happy to. Very exciting. Game 2. Let me see. Team, are you with me? Alon Z, CB, Prowler, give me a heck yeah.
We're here.
Doctor's here.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, we are moving to a very exciting Champion Select. Bans are available on both sides, full bans. We do see the Varus and Xayah bans come out, so we are going to see some targeted bans to the bot lane. What else do you think we can expect in terms of the bot lane? Alon Z, let's throw it to you.
Gonna see is probably another hyper carry, like a Jinx, a Tristana, a Vayne if it makes it through. Those seem to be like the best ADCs right now.
So you think the bot lane's going to be trying to push it towards the late game?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they just seem to be able to keep up with just the current meta.
Definitely. It is with some of the changes that they've made to items, I can foresee that as well. CB, talk to me about this mid lane matchup, because we've already got bans coming across on Zoe, Vigar, Anivia, Xerath. It seems like this is a major priority for these teams.
Well, if you saw last game, it was just dominating. The Anivia ban is what I was looking for coming into this one. That's exactly what they brought to the table. It's always been just dominating right now. We know Vigar is one of Kokoro's favorites. I'd like to see a little change up, something like a Ziggs that can really push down turrets, and maybe with your Tristana that Brandana's been playing, you get just even more objective focus, which is what I think they've been lacking a little bit in the last game. Kokoro's going to come out with something that's going to really try and put a thorn in your game. So just trying to mix it up and really, I think, is their key point for Triple Strike this game.
I could not agree more. And we're definitely seeing more of a rotation towards team fight with the Sedge pick, Sejuani, for Chaos. Now we do see Udyr coming across for Fat Lee, and Caitlyn was chose. I think we're going to see her on Port Swimmer, so already some exciting picks going on right now. Now, I want to talk about this top lane matchup. We haven't seen anything come across yet, but Shaken Not Stirred and Greatbeard of Odin showed their ability, but with Shaken Not Stirred, that next level Karma pick, what do you think we can expect from that? Prowler, let's throw it to you.
Obviously, Shaken Not Stirred and Greatbeard of Odin are probably the two best top laners in the LCUS. So all their matchups have been great. I think Karma managed to shut down the Shen a lot. You didn't see a lot of his ults coming through, as a playmaking. His split pushing was almost irrelevant with Karma's team play. I would expect that Northern Storm is going to go to more of a split push comp, because that seems to be what they like to do on the red side especially. So you're seeing the Udyr come across. I would expect Shaken Not Stirred to roll out with something like a Kled, where they can go with a 1-3-1 and really put pressure on Triple Strike to manage their rotations and deal with that.
I think that would be a very strong play on their end, but we'll have to see exactly how that shakes out. We did see Tom Kench come across for the support. I think Mr. Pig's going to hold on to that. We did see Brand come across as well on the side of Northern Storm. That's a very powerful flex pick. What do you think we're going to see? Alon Z, do you think that's flex, or are we looking at Brand support?
I think it's going to be Brand mid. Kokoro has been playing Brand mid a lot lately, kind of getting a feel for the champ, so I think it's going to be something he's going for.
Well, it would be a very strong team fight with a Brand on your team. So I'm excited to see exactly how it pays out. Now, we did see Draven banned and Fizz banned by Northern Storm. Fizz, another targeted ban towards Ace. And we also see on the side of Triple Strike and Alawi and a Trundle ban. So that's some top lane hate, I do believe, since the top lane pick for Team Northern Storm is up. But it looks like it's going to be Kled played into this Gnar. Tell me, what do you think about that matchup? Let's throw it to you, Prowler.
As I said before, I think they're going to go with more of a 1-3-1. The matchup early won't matter as much. I think Nara with the range has a little bit of an advantage over Kled, but it'll be the rotations that come out of that and the quick speed that Kled and Udyr offer. That's going to be just a nightmare for Triple Strike to deal with. I think they have to add some speed into their bot lane so they can be able to keep up with the rotations that Northern Storm's going to force them to be using.
I tend to agree with you. Now, we did see Kog'Maw picked into Caitlyn, so CB, with this Kog'Maw into Caitlyn, we're looking for a late game matchup, but Caitlyn does have the ability to go off a little sooner. How do you think that's going to play out?
I think I have full faith in Triple Strike in that one. I think they went the completely correct choice in picking Tahm Kench there. He can save the Kog'Maw if necessary. Early game, it might be a little bit different. I'm not entirely sure. That's really just based on the players, I think. But I think that Tahm Kench with Kog'Maw, that is the way that Triple Strike should have gone. Just if they focus their objectives.
I can agree with that. You definitely get a lot more team fight with this comp that Triple Strikes went with. We have Lux, Kog'Maw, Mr. Pig on Tahm Kench, Sejuani, and Gnar. So there's going to be some major CC team fights going on with that comp. Now, we do see that Northern Storm has Braum, Caitlyn, Brand, Udyr, Kled. With this Udyr pick by Fat Lee, I think we're going to have some strong ability for him to contest those objectives that we were talking about. So we're going to have to see how this shakes out. And I'm more than pumped to throw it over to our casters. Casters, you with us?
Yes, we are. Thanks for the analysis, Analyst Desk, and looking forward to seeing you guys once the game's over. All right, so we have this lineup here. For me personally, always excited to see Brand in a matchup, and Fat Lee's Udyr is, of course, terrifying. What are your thoughts on this, Nickel?
The legends have spoke about Fat Lee's Udyr, and the legends will come true today. We don't know what those legends say because everyone's too afraid to talk about them, but there's a reason why his Udyr has been banned a lot throughout this split. So it's going to be interesting to see him come out with this Udyr. I mean, definitely a lot of gank potential. It's definitely Ace is going to have his work cut out for him if Udyr decides to roam even Gnar. That's done, and it's just going to be a cluster when Udyr comes by. I do have to tend to agree. I feel like Kog'Maw and Tahm Kench is a good retaliation to the Caitlyn and Braum. Braum was picked last, so nice little combination there for the bot lane for Northern Storm as well. But I feel like that they Triple Strike, that is, has gotten it into them where it looks like that their comp is going to be a little bit more for going for objectives, maybe. That's what I'm hoping for anyways. But I do have to tend to agree with you as well. It's nice to see Brand come through as well. I haven't seen too much of him in the split. It's going to be a team fight potential for Northern Storm is going to be amazing in this game. What are your thoughts so well for this?
Well, I'm looking at some limited mobility coming out of a couple of these key champions here. Brand is definitely not the most mobile character in the world. Obviously, Anivia wasn't either. But Anivia was starting to get picked off a little bit more toward the end game there. So I'll be interested to see if Brand is able to make the most of his abilities before he gets picked off, if he does end up getting picked off. Since, once again, Triple Strike does have a little bit more meat coming out of their lineup, I would say. But I think a lot of it's going to depend on how well the Kled does, because we've seen Shaken Nutsterd's Kled really shut down games with his split pushing. So we need to see if that Kled ends up getting fed, if that Kled is split pushing, and if Triple Strike can take advantage of a Kled being out of position to make something else happen. I mean, when you're going up against Northern Storm, you have to know that split pushing is something that is going to be happening. So they let the Kled through, and we'll just have to see if they're ready to deal with it as we move into Game 2.
We'll have to see. I'm excited to see this game.
Yeah, we'll see if Triple Strike is able to do it a little bit better. Because I think if they end up going down 2, it'll be really interesting to see if they're able to claw back at all. I'm not sure they'll be able to.
Yep. Here's hoping, though.
Yeah, if they can go 1-1, I think they've got a shot.
Yep. Now let's see this analysis. Let's see if we got a little bit better since the last match.
Yeah, I like Spirit Guardian Udyr, so I think it has to go to Northern Storm here.
But Master Chef Tom Kench, man. Come on, man.
And I know people like Super Galaxy Gnar.
Yeah, that is a toughie. It might have to go to Northern Storm by default again, because I mean they have 4 skins versus 3.
Mm-hmm.
But El Tigre Braum, Headhunter Caitlyn, Spirit Guard Udyr. I do have to agree with you. I do like the Spirit Guard Udyr. Also, Circlet is a good skin. That's imaginative in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. And of course, no brand skin is the best skin for brand. So.
Yes. I mean, Zombie does make sense with how slow he is, but I mean, yeah, that the regular brand is probably the best skin that Raito's going to get out of him.
And so
interesting. He took Barrier. I just noticed that.
No doubt, an attempt to just try to stay alive against the rather bursty way that Luxes can be.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to
Probably
see.
the name of the game here.
Because I mean, I'm really interested to see how this mid lane turns out for both teams.
Mm-hmm. I have to see. Everybody's popping in. Let's take a look, see what these guys have for us in the second game of today's split.
A lot of pinging going on over by Baron Pit. So we'll see if anything comes of that. Only Brand is heading down bot, so it is possible there's going to be a caught. If someone's going to get caught here, Lux has got to be careful. Does see. They do see it. Okay.
Good boy. They were going for it this time.
Yeah.
Definitely going for it. They chose poorly, though. Seemed like.
Udyr wasn't necessarily planning to go deep. It seemed he did not have Bear first pick. He went Tiger, which of course is more of a farming than a boy. I hope we get a pick off.
Right.
So
more just to scare them off and see what's going on, see what they can see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Fatley definitely thinking more about getting his jungle down right than about doing some pickoffs. And fortunately for him, he didn't come to regret that because Lux was able to back off in time.
Still more pinging. Guys, we get your plan now. Ace wants to get the mid tower and then the red buff. Not sure what that plan's going to come into fruition, but it's good to have dreams. Good to have goals.
It is. Good to get CS too.
Yes. That might be better for now.
Alright, so lanes are going as the lanes go. Udyr taking turtle second, so definitely very standard from what I remember of playing with Udyr there. A little bit of emoting going on in the bot lane.
If you're gonna have a fight bot lane that doesn't involve poke, it might as well be with emotes. Although they have been doing a lot more poke than they were in the last game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely taking advantage of that longer Caitlyn range. Plus a little bit more threats from the Braum as well, because Braum has that poke stun.
Yep. Seems to be the name of the game here. Lux is doing an amazing job against this brand.
Yeah, not being too stationary. That's good to see as well.
Yep.
Udyr might be doing something sneaky here. Udyr can definitely beat Sejuani in invades.
Yeah, might be trying to be sneaky, but not really going to be able to do much for it.
Alright.
I might be eating my words, folks.
Yeah, Sedge is in a lot of trouble here. Good flash stun.
Odin's coming down, but he is not down at all. Ace coming down as well. Look at the slow off.
Oh, this is not going to go good for Triple Strike at all. Stun misses, but it doesn't seem like it's going to matter. Oh, amazing flash, but again, doesn't matter.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's that. That was the the problem that we were going to be seeing there. The Udyr not only being so dominant, but also simply being able to invade, and Sedge can't really do anything against it.
Right. I mean, the Triple Strike did definitely have the plan to go and save, but unfortunately just were too slow on that and a little bit too late, it seemed like. Udyr and fled rotating. I mean, Udyr was already there. Fled rotating down and just pushing Ace off of the Udyr. That definitely did not help their case at all.
Yeah, I mean, Storm is actually looking more dominant in this game than they were in the last one. Probably just because they have such a big poke game going on in the bot lane right now.
It seems like that Northern Storm is just winning that matchup. He's just trying to do his darndest to try to get this brand off his back.
Yeah, it is worth noting that Lux did end up blowing her flash there, so unfortunately she won't be able to necessarily escape quite as well. But yeah, dealing a lot of damage to Brand there, taking advantage of the slowness and also the lack of range that Brand really has too. Brand is not the most artillery-focused champion if you want to actually get his kit off.
It might be wise for Kokoro to go back on this, but it seems like he's going to be sticking around.
Right. Udyr down here, but does get spotted.
Kokoro might be going down. There we go.
End up missing that, but good job, Ace.
It's probably what they're going to need right now, is just to get some good picks off. Maybe a little bit more rotation from the Sejuani after getting some items.
Really hoping that Lux doesn't get caught here.
Seems kind of safe right now, but that was a ballsy move on Ace right there.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if that Udyr had gone up instead of going to the right.
Yeah, if he decided to just look at poor little Lux. Oh man.
Alright, so Brand spots out the control ward. Ooh, both? Ace manages to wig Fat Lee with that too.
We'll say that was intentional.
I'm not
Even
going
though
to
he
say
had
that
no
was
possible-
intentional. That was a 1 in a billion, and it happened, and now Ace is going to pay for it because Udyr's coming behind him, and he does not have his stun. He has no mana, has no flash. Ooh,
He does have a stopwatch though, but that's not going to help him.
yeah, kind of wasted the stopwatch there. All right, so more Udyr terror coming out here. Not too much of a gold lead, but levels matter more than gold at this point.
Ace did the thing that you shouldn't have done. You pissed off a bear, and a turtle, and a tiger, and a phoenix.
Well, you know, you piss off all 4 of those things. It's just not the best thing to do.
Well,
right. All right, Kog'Maw is halfway to 6, so Triple Strike might be able to do a little bit better in the lane after that. Is getting some good poke off on that Caitlyn though. Neither has gone back, I don't think, or they did go back and both got a stopwatch. Let's check their gold. Oh, they both did manage to go back quickly to get a stopwatch.
yeah.
Alright, Lux doing some more warding. It looks like Ace is looking to be a lot more mobile this time. Rotating up not really at the best time because Nar's Mega just dropped, and now he's going to run right into Udyr again. But manages to get a snare off there. Yeah, just really bad timing here. Oh, good job getting that laser. Not the best idea when you should be running there, Ace. But probably going to live? Probably going to live. Okay.
Back off, man. Play safe. Good boy. Udyr's just gonna come in from the back again, though.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be able to do that, if only just because they're there wasn't the minion wave for it, though Ace is going to run headfirst into the Udyr again. Might get some help from the... We'll see how this goes, actually. I don't know if... Good dodge there by Lee, good anticipation. Oh, good job by the Gnar, though.
Come on.
Oh,
nice
really
flash.
good flash. I'm actually surprised that Ace didn't use flash there. Good job by Sejuani getting onto the Brand. Brand has to use his flash. Sedge is trying to get the angle there. Should use that
There we
flash
go.
before there, Lux. Not there, but alright.
Oh man, that was a close one though.
That was... Lux's laser is almost off cooldown, so Brand has really got to get out of there. Like, when we're talking 12 seconds here, Brand. You are not made of anti-laser material.
He wishes he can be, or he might just have to kill.
Hero minion there taking the fireball for Lux. Here comes Udyr.
He's
Alright.
here. Oh,
Got it!
Oh, the meteor. Oh,
That's...
thank the new runes that happened.
Yeah, I mean, Kokoro really underestimated his survivability there. He also didn't blow barrier, which that was literally the perfect time to use barrier.
Right.
That was the moment that you take barrier for. But the meteor he was probably too busy going, oh my god, I survived the laser, to realize the meteor was coming.
Yep.
But yeah, alright, so we'll see how mid lane keeps shaping up now. Brand does have a stopwatch, and Lux does not.
She don't need it.
We'll see how that impacts the game. Kog'Maw is 6, and both ADCs did also go back, so they're in their next stage of damage dealing. This top lane, though, Gnar's having a lot of trouble.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen that for previously in the LCUS that Nars had trouble against. In fact, I think it might have been Odin against Shaken the last time that we've seen a Gnar against a Kled. I might be wrong on that. I'm probably wrong on that.
It might have been against Take the Lantern, because we do know that they've used Gnar in the past as well.
Right. But, yeah. I mean, we saw that in the last matchup too, that Kled does seem to have a little bit of an edge against Gnar. Although they have been... Not sure if you saw what I saw, but...
Speaking of that edge,
yeah.
lots of flashes burned there. Really good job by the bot lane preventing that dragon from being taken. Braum is really low, and of course Tahm Kench's incredible durability. Good catch there by the Lux, but probably wasted the laser. Kokoro's really been missing his fireball stuns. I'm sure that's frustrating for him. Alright, so Kench gets picked off, but of course that's the tanky support's job. And they do prevent the dragon from being taken, so I'm sure they feel good about that at least. Did force Caitlyn to burn her stopwatch, thanks to Lux's laser. I'm not sure if Lux knows that she's visible there. And Kled did try to teleport, but it ended up being cancelled.
Although he does get some massive damage on the top lane tower, which I'm sure he's totally fine with.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that top blue turret's going to be the one that goes down first. Which of course will expand the lead that Northern Storm has by even more.
Yep.
Alright, so we'll have...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, Udyr is just, you know, doing just as well as Fatly's been doing already for this game. 2-0 and 2, so 4 of the 6 kills he's been involved in, which of course is huge. And just such a quick jungle clear too.
Yep. Just doing Udyr things. Doing Udyr things well.
Okay, so
And
yeah,
going for-
he's about to do some more Udyr things. Good job by that ward at least catching him out. Ace getting a little poke in. Gnar coming down. Not a good idea.
Especially getting spotted out too.
And I mean, not only being spotted, but just the simple fact that he's nowhere near Mega Gnar.
Yeah.
And you really need that spike when you're going against an Udyr that's doing as well as Lee is.
Yep. Maybe just trying to scare tactic there? Not really sure.
Good snare. Alright, stopwatch used. But Ace doesn't really seem to care that much. Obviously it did save Brand's life, but Brand is in trouble again. And Kokoro really needs to think about going back. And it looks like he's learned from last time. Or maybe, no, he's just rotating to help Udyr. Or maybe not. Nope.
Well, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it doesn't look
Maybe
like Udyr
he
needs
hasn't
help.
learned.
No, he's gonna go back here. I would hope. Yeah. I mean, if he doesn't, even though Lux has almost no mana, she's got enough to kill him.
Yep.
Nope, not learning. That's fine. Okay. We don't need to learn, Kokoro. You're fine.
Yeah. I mean, he's alive.
Backdoor Rift Herald. That's interesting.
Big glitch. The Rift Herald glitch again. No.
That was an amazing play there by Kokoro, and I'm glad I caught it. Hero minion? Oh, 5 hit points on Kokoro. I believe that's a tie for the record.
Yep. This one as well. That's gonna hurt Triple Strike. Especially with this top lane Rift Herald. And then just... Ooh.
Yeah, I
That hurt to
mean,
watch.
this could actually just be what decides the game right here. They could get 3 turrets off this.
Right. No one's go. Oh, Kog'Maw's going back.
Yeah.
And Lux is back up. Sejuani is rotating down. I don't know if they're going to be able to do much for it.
Well, they should at least be able to stop this turret from going down, but that is pretty painful. And now there's another turret in the bot lane getting taken out as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what Brand did in the mid there for anyone who blinked and missed it is he ulted and then immediately flashed. So Lux's counterattack was dodged. And after the angle was gone, Lux just kind of ended up panicking, and that was the end of it.
Oh man, sad day.
Looks like mid lane's going to take a lot of damage as well, though Lux is here with blue buff.
Scary, scary. Scares off the... Nope, Brom's still sticking around trying to do what he can. Although we do have Triple Strike kind of consolidating to the middle lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, leaving that Gnar in top to try to clear out the pushing a little bit. So definitely good grouping coming out of Triple Strike here. But we'll see.
We do have Udyr bot lane. Who's going to be troublesome for his with push potential.
Yeah, the Gnar might be split pushing in the wrong lane.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He does teleport. Okay, good.
Ask and you shall receive. TP to the bot lane.
Alright, so 4v4 in the mid lane. Not necessarily the most balanced of it. Lux does have her laser, which I'm sure Ace is saving until they manage to catch Brand or Caitlyn in some sort of prison. Rom does use his shield.
Some good damage off on the Braum. I'm just doing a good job against this Udyr. Looks like he's trying to look for something that he can get that Gnar. Good damage from Ace. Not using his ult yet. It looks like that he's trying to. He wants to make sure that people are gonna go down.
Tom Kench being sent down to stop the split pushing. Flash is blown for some reason. I'm guessing Shaken was expecting more than just Tom to be coming. Good pick off there. They're probably going to get Brand too. So they lose Kog'Maw in the process.
Mm-hmm. Hit Brand damage.
Alright, hopefully for Triple Strike they're able to at least get this turret down before going back to stop the Kled.
Tom has been doing a pretty good job of pushing him off.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have the damage for it. Rom comes back. Yeah, someone needs to rotate down there and help the help out the poor Tom, because I mean Tom is managing to hold on, but he's not managing to scare Kled away.
I was gonna say, it looks like he's gonna back off, but really just looks like he's gonna place the board and hide in the bush, it seems.
Well, I mean, this will be a good way to pick off the Kog'Maw here.
That's coming down, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Brandan is going to be in a little bit of trouble here. We'll see how patient Kled is. My guess is going to be super patient. Yep, there it is. Good attempt. Good job with the flash, though. Managing to get the distance he needed.
So we do have Caitlyn coming.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is with all of these, trying to stop the Kled, the poor Lux is all alone now. Caitlyn, fortunately for Lux, is rotating rather than staying. Now they're trying to collapse in on the Caitlyn. Good traps by her, though, to make some separation. Yeah, so just a lot of jousting going on here. Both sides not necessarily wanting to overcommit, but also not necessarily being able to impact each other either. Interesting dive there by Fat Lee. Kled trying to do a tower dive as well.
I mean, they were able to do it last time, so I think that they're...
Yeah. Gnar just... Yep. With no Mega Gnar just can't handle the Udyr.
And it looks like that they're going to get the bot lane as well. Lux is coming down, trying to do something for it.
Good prison there. Do manage to get the Udyr, but I'm sure Udyr's happy to get that turret, and Sedge gets taken out by the brand as well. Yeah, I mean, the Lux seems to be the only one that the brand is respecting in terms of damage. So once she's gone, the brand has no problem picking off the tanks, especially because brand is so good against tanks.
Right.
Taking a look at the gold that we have here. Very dominating gold performance, which isn't surprising considering there's about an 8k gold lead coming out of Northern Storm, but the gold is just absolutely insane.
Jeez.
Alright, so I think trying to get pickoffs is really the best thing that Triple Strike can do at this point. I mean, obviously, Brand is a big squishy target.
Yeah, that's the question, though. Are they going to be able to get a chance to do that? I don't think so. Although this Braum might be... Nope, never mind.
Yeah, Udyr just does damage so quickly. There really isn't time to take advantage of no one being there. Because, I mean, all you need to do when you're Udyr is smash your face on the keyboard a couple of times. Good laser there by Ace, but just doesn't have the damage to deal with the Braum quite yet.
Yep.
Especially since Ace it isn't quite 16 yet, and even then doesn't have a lot of AP. Boy, those age jokes just keep coming with Lux. Alright, might be able to do something to this mid turret. 4v1. I don't think Fat Lee's Udyr is that fed yet.
No. It's going to be a quick take, and they're probably going to retreat. That is wise of them to do so.
I mean, they do have that Earth Drake helping them out as well, so that's worth noting.
Right.
Still about an 8k gold lead. Brand pushing really aggressively, trying to use his wave clear. Good ward clear focus here for this game from Northern Storm.
They were kind of lacking in the previous game, but now they're definitely making a priority to get some board coverage here. And Triple Strike is doing what they can, but it doesn't look like it's be enough.
Yeah, it's not quite as thorough.
Yeah.
Do they?
It just seems like that they've been split up too much. It would probably benefit for them to get a pick on the Kled so that they don't have to worry about the split push. But I feel like they're not in a position where they can be spread out like this.
Yeah, they don't have as much hard CC as they probably would like, especially when it comes to dealing with the Kled or the Udyr. I mean, if you just look how quickly Udyr is eating, and a really good brand ult there too. Ooh. Good job with the Sedge ult. Couple of flashes blown, but Sedge manages to get away. Might get the Braum here.
They're trying.
Ooh.
For what cost, though?
Yeah, they do get the Braum, but now Udir's coming up. Ace is really trying to get Brand, doesn't manage it.
And
For some reason, Cog turned on the Udir. That must have been an AI. I would think that was an AI issue.
yeah. Huh.
All right, that always sucks. I'm sure everyone can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but really good job with moving. Oh, Odin tried to make a play there, and he almost did anyway, and he does.
Did it.
Yeah, really good job there. So it was funny when he did his bounce and landed on the trap, though. I'm sure that was not what he was expecting. Sez should be able to do some work on this Caitlyn. Good job by Tom
coming in
Kench.
as well.
Yeah. Hopefully Gnar doesn't get... In a situation when you're Gnar, you don't necessarily want to go in on that. Especially when you're against a Caitlyn of all things.
This might be the momentum that Triple Strike needed. Although I feel like that fix that they got, Udyr is definitely a good one. They're going for Baron again. I still say this is kind of questionable.
Yeah, that Kled's going to deal a lot. Good laser there, though. We're going to have to see how that works out. Kog'Maw is wisely staying in the back, but both tanks get absolutely destroyed.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So it's a... Might as well call it a full health Kled against a no health Lux. Lux could have actually gotten out of there. Yeah.
Ace.
Ace could have gotten out of there. I think he panicked.
And Northern Storm looks like they're going to take Baron. That's going to be a safe one too now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably going to be what closes out the game, unfortunately, unless Triple Strike manages to get a good pick off. I mean, they do still have all their turrets and inhibitors and all that good stuff. But, I mean, Baron buff combined with how far ahead they are currently, that's going to be really difficult now, pushing to about a 10k gold lead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to say what Triple Strike needs to do here. I mean, they actually did very well for that Baron fight right there. It's just, I feel like they were too low from that Baron, fighting that Baron for when they were then going to that team fight.
Yeah, I mean, the big issue was that Brand ult really softened them up, because, you know, Brand's ult is so good inside confined spaces. Ooh, good pickoff there on the Brand, though. That could be the pickoff they want, as long as you don't run into too many traps there. Now rotating up. Ooh. Ace got really hit there. Gonna get sniped, but blocked perfectly. Caitlyn running for it. Only time Kench gets hit by the ult. Caitlyn coming back in. Cog's really starting to turn on, though. Yeah, I mean, good job there by Triple Strike. Knowing their limits, for one thing. Hopefully they're going to go contest this dragon. With Lux and Kog'Maw, they should be able to. But Cog needs to turn and do something right now. Or it goes down. Nope. And poor Gnar is left alone. Flashes under turret, though. Yeah.
Oh, man. That damage from that Kled.
Yeah, I mean, Kled is 4-0 and 7.
You know,
not to mention he
belly.
also has Guardian Angel.
Full belly and able to resurrect.
Alright, here comes Lux trying to help out his team. Tom Kench should be able to get away thanks to his big scales, as long as he doesn't bite off a little more than he can chew here. As the camera expertly rotates to him doing a eating animation. Alright, so Lux coming in a kind of bit of an angle here. Udyr is trying to just focus down the turret regardless of damage dealt to him, and they do manage to do quite a bit of damage to it. Kled doing split pushing, Brand split pushing as well, Udyr coming down to join him. Gnar scaring the Kled off. May actually be able to take him down now. Flash is burned. Gnar's almost to Mega Gnar. Might chase him too far, though, unfortunately, rather than trying to help out his team. Bot turret goes down, so there's only one inhibitor turret left, and that's not going to last very long with Caitlyn right there. Good catch. Udyr probably going to go down. Nope, manages to get out with probably also 5 hit points, but we saw it at 7.
Nice juke from Fat Lee to get out of there.
Yeah, he did really well there, especially avoiding Sejuani's ult. Sejuani should be able to get Brand, does, but probably going to get picked off by Udyr here. Sej doesn't have the damage to fight the Udyr.
No, that damage from Fat Lee and that health, that regen too. Or lifesteal, excuse me.
Alright, so we have Gnar and Tom Kench against 4 very hungry Northern Storm players. All inhibitors down. This is probably the end of game 2.
That might be the case.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Yep, inhibitor turret's going down, Gnar taken out. We do have a glitched Kog'Maw back. Seems to be happening a lot with transformed champions. But the Udyr has free reign on the inhibitor, and is, or not inhibitor, Nexus, and is able to take it out. Alright, so game 2 also goes to Northern Storm in a much more very dominating performance. Specifically, I believe, just because they were able to so securely get that Udyr. That Udyr was such a huge pick, 8-2-2. Not to mention how well Kled did in the top lane. So I think that's just the problem I think that Northern Storm represents, is there's just too many possible champions to ban out.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see if the analysts agree with us. You guys here, Analyst Desk?
Here, and excited to talk about a very dominating performance by Northern Storm against the challenger of Team Triple Strike. CB, you with me?
I am with you.
Prowler, you with me?
Dr. Z.
Wonderful. Let's talk about this matchup. We do want to keep this a little short so we can move on to the next game, but what happened with this top lane matchup? Let's talk about that, Prowler. We got Shaken Not Stirred, dominating performance, 408 into Great Beard of Odin, who performed well, but 172 was not the numbers he was looking for, I don't think. What happened in the top lane?
Early on that Udyr invasion where he kind of chased Sejuani around the blue buff area, and Shaken Not Stirred was able to pick up an early kill was huge. It gave him that early lead over Gnar, and when you have 2 split push champions like that, those early leads play big into how they scale, and especially with Kled, being able to rotate on his own and forcing Gnar to chase around the Udyr as well as the Kled. It split it split Gnar around so much that he couldn't ever focus on anything, and you saw the frustration kind of coming out towards the end there, where he just wasn't able to outduel either the Udyr or the Kled.
And those kind of difficulties will arise when you're playing into a strong champion with the constant backing of Fat Lee, like Shaken Not Stirred had. Now let's talk about this bot lane matchup. CB, tell me, what made Port Swimmer and Oceanic Abyss have such a dominating performance? If you compare the numbers, it was still 3 kills to 3 kills, but there was a 3k gold difference. What led to that?
Honestly, I think you have to go back to the jungle. Fat Lee, just his dominating performance with, when you have a player like that, or that in the game, you have to be constantly aware of him. Right now, we have to back off a little bit. Every little inch of what Fat Lee got was something that, Brandana and Mr. Pig had to respect a little bit more, and it necessarily come out as kills for the other team's bot lane, but when you just have a dominating player on your team like that, just everything just clicks.
I can agree with you there. I think that they made the correct pick with the Kog'Maw and the Tom Kench. Just very strong bot lane combo there. And they were able to hold their own in lane, but Fat Lee was just so difficult to manage. Well, let's bring this down to the mid lane matchup, because we've talked about Fat Lee, and I think he's going to come up again in this conversation. Kokoro and Brand into Ace and Lux. Ace continues with the Lux pick, Kokoro flexing his champion pool muscles. CB, let's start with you. Continue the conversation for me. Mid lane, what happened?
It's just a continuation of that conversation again. Once you got the jungler rolling, all the cards came into play. I mean, both of those mid laners played very well. You saw there was plenty of Lux lasers that hit, and I think early in the game we got the one kill with the meteor, and then just couldn't click. There was the amazing flash play, spectacular. But yeah, no, everything came down to just the junglers, and Fat Lee just outshined. And when Ace tried to come into his power mode, he just got. So that's all it came down to.
I agree with you there. It was an incredible team push on Triple Strike, but it is just so difficult to manage against the two insane carry potential of Fat Lee and Kokoro no Kage. So let me put it like this. If Team Triple Strike is going to pull the dream, the reverse sweep, they have to make some major changes. And I think that's going to come in pick and bans. So, Prowler, talk to me about how you try to prioritize these bans when you have Fat Lee and Kokoro Kage, but only 5 bans to manage them in.
You know, we're talking about Fat Lee and Kokoro no Kage being the huge carries for him. Shaken Not Stirred in the top lane, not catching a lot of bans either, I have him at 11, 1, and 19 in the 2 games so far. He's been unstoppable as well. When you see 3 players playing that incredibly well, even when you focus bans toward them, I would say you just forget about it and you try to shut down that bot lane of Northern Storm. All 5 bans, kind of aim towards that. Look to push any little advantage you can, and then just have your team, kind of rely on their skill to hold back whatever the other 3 players are bringing. Right now, Fat Lee, Shaken Not Stirred, and Kokoro are playing at another level. I don't think you can waste the ban trying to force them onto a certain champion because they've shown that they're playing so well on so many different champions. I say just move away from that, focus on the bot lane, and look for Brandana to carry you again with a pick like Kog'Maw.
I think that's a very solid strategy. Deal with one lane incredibly well, and then focus your team fights and your jungle roam towards that mid and top lane to shut them down. Incredible analysis, guys. I'm really excited to get into this next match. Kenos, are you with me?
Yep. If we're wrapping up this analysis, we'll jump into a quick break and get ready for Game 3. So please stay tuned. It'll just be a second.